Swiftest defeated Complexity in that last qualifier, so definitely two really strong teams that really haven't been picked up by any organization as of yet. But yeah, man, Europe is really just has these amazing teams that are coming together,
Yep.
and just so many different teams in Europe. The diversity is a lot better than in North America, in my opinion.
But it's always like with all Blizzard games. I mean, it's no secret that in all Blizzard games there is some sort of EU versus NA battle going on. Like, I mean, I remember it. I played World of Warcraft competitively, and we were always that one day behind. So America always had that chance, you know, to get the world first the day before us. And now I'm into Heroes of the Storm after a long break in Dota and everything. And I don't know, I just find myself 10 years in the past suddenly because it all feels the same. Either way, without like going further into this rivalry, fact is EU is spawning at the moment massive amount of teams, and not all of them are just scrubs. Some of them are really surprising. Two of them we have in the tournament. Two of them just made it straight into the main event, and one of them is now going against Navi, formerly known as TDB, Team Tomorrow Big, if I'm not mistaken. No, I got this right. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see. Map draft first.
Yeah, we do have the map bans happening here. And no Tome of the Spider Queen has been banned yet. Let's try and get your hopes up and then have them crushed. But yeah, Garden of Terror being banned out from Stigma, Navi banning out Haunted Mines, and then ban onto Sky Temple from Stigma.
Yeah, but I think you jinxed it. Now that you just said something about Spider or Tomb or anything, and that means that will be the next one banned. I know it.
I think so, man. Like, there's just no hope for you to see that game in this tournament, I feel.
But then again, I mean, I have a list of things I wanted to see, and that is, of course, how often is Sylvanas picked? That was like one thing I really wanted to know, just for the sake of stats, now that we allowed it in the tournament. The second thing was like Tomb of Spider, but there are also some other things like a Murky, Abathor, and Anubarak. Like those heroes, I just wanted to see them. My hunger for a hammer pick is pretty much already satisfied. We had one in the last game, so everything is fine there. But I mean, my list is long, but so is the main event. I mean, we are just in the second round. Like, if you think about it, it feels so long. We're already like deep into the EU afternoon. For you, it's actually day now. But still, like, it's so much more games to come.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have Cursed Hollow here for the match of Navi versus Stigma. And we do have Navi starting off with the first pick here. Now, remember, in that previous series, Navi really liked that Diablo and Zeratul combo, having it banned out for them, but still really putting a lot of emphasis on getting an early Diablo here. So I'm curious to see what their ban is going to be here. I think they were going for Illidan bans for the most part, but we'll have to see what they decide to ban out here versus Stigma.
Yeah, I mean, if Stigma watched the Navi games, then we're gonna see a Diablo ban. That's pretty sure, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Stigma, to be honest. I was trying. I mean, you know, as a good caster, you do some research before you actually hop into a cast. So I was going through the old replays, the old VODs of what you and Chester casted, as well as stats and what picks and everything. But for some teams, either there was not enough pool of games available, or even if they played like 20 games and on record, I went through all of them, and there just wasn't a pattern. It was like so colorful. It was just like a walk on the rainbow. You have no idea what their preferred style is. Maybe playing everything is their style. So Stigma is one of those teams where I didn't see a pattern. While Navi, well, we already said it. Diablo is definitely one of the heroes that is, if they can do it, they will do it.
Yeah, Breeze has shown to be quite a strong Diablo player, and we do have the first ban coming out from Navi. They did ban out the Lost Vikings, which can be a very strong hero. On Cursed Hollow, we talked about how that delay tactic can really get you that experience advantage. We're not seeing it actually be too successful today, but still it is a threat, and they did decide to go to ban out the Lost Vikings, but Stigma responding with a ban out to Jaina. And I'm curious to see what Navi picks here. I kind of have a feeling it's going to be Vala, but Illidan is still an option as well. but I don't know if that fits in with their playstyle so well.
No, I think it's four. It's Illidan, Vala, Sylvanas, or Diablo. I think those four. Oh, and
Yeah.
it's Illidan. Good.
Yeah, so Illidan, obviously a really good pick here. They did draft Vala before, but I think it was because Illidan was banned by them. So they kind of did do that Vala into Diablo comp, Diablo Zeratul comp. But with the option of first pick Illidan available, it's very, very tempting, especially with a hero like Jaina off the table. So I feel that Na'Vi has the potential to build a very, very strong comp. Illidan just being one of those heroes that are so very devastating in Heroes of the Storm.
Yep. By the way, I got some bracket news now to deliver now to those viewers out there, and we are picking again with the viewers since our little break is over. Team Liquid beat Griffiths, so the team I praised so highly now is actually finding themselves in the loser bracket, which also will be played right now. The first round of loser bracket will not be streamed, guys, by the way, unless the Russian streamer does it. So at the moment, our 4 losers, and I know that sounds wrong because they still have a chance to proceed in the tournament, but our 4 losers at the moment in round 1 in the loser bracket is Complexity, SK Gaming, as well as Griffiths and Dignitas. And all the winners, you have them here on the stream. Stigma versus Na'Vi, that's what you see right now in a best of 3, and right after the winner they just finished, Team Liquid versus Gamers 2. And that's, I mean, so far it's exciting, but then again, all 8 of these teams are pretty exciting. So let's hop into this draft, but in 2 hours, there's going to be also another awesome game waiting for us.
Yeah, winners bracket, losers bracket, it really doesn't matter. All these teams are quite high level. And let's get back into this draft a little bit. We did see Diablo and Sylvanas coming out from Stigma. So once again, grabbing that Diablo that has been so coveted in this event and so coveted in recent times, especially in the European scene. Diablo just such a force to be reckoned with at the moment. And they also picked up Sylvanas, has that amazing pushing power, has the ability to wombo with that Willing Arrow combo, and Na'Vi is going to respond and take Vala and Uther. I feel that Na'Vi has such a strong composition to start off here. Vala and Illidan on the same team, so much kill potential, and they have Uther. Uther, so very good with Illidan, able to Divine Shield him, which is another form of cleanse, and then Uther has cleanse to boot. So much basically buffs and protection for Illidan. He's going to be unhindered in his ability to kind of just go in there and start wrecking the heroes of Stigma.
That's the crazy thing about Illidan. I mean, he is a strong hero if he has supports in the background, especially the synergy with Uther is pretty much, I don't know, it always feels like if the timing and everything is right, it's really like Uther just, I don't know, hammering injection of steroids into Illidan's spot, and then he's just going crazy. And if you time it right with evasion, the own shields, maybe another shield by the second support, then Illidan, then Uther pumping him full of even more immunities to all kind of CC or damage. It's just crazy. There's a time window of, I don't know, we have to actually do math on this, but like maybe 10 seconds where you can almost not kill that Illidan. There's no way. And that 10 seconds, he's really hurting. But let's look into this. I mean, Malfurion and Sagara. I'm kind of surprised that we don't have a Tyrande coming up now that we have Illidan. Then again, the Tyrande could still come as the 5th pick. That would mean Sylvanas and Sagara enough as damage. I'm not so sure about this.
I feel that Na'Vi has to go for an ETC pick here. ETC and Illidan have so much nice synergy, but Stigma getting that Malfurion and Sagara, that wombo that we saw last series from Gamers 2 is very real possibility coming out from Stigma. We have that Devouring Maw into the Entangling Roots, into the Wailing Arrow, and the Apocalypse available as well. Such a devastating wombo combo possibility from Stigma. But Na'Vi, knowing this, picks up Tassadar. Tassadar being such an immortal hero, it's gonna be hard to kill off Tassadar in any kind of wombo combo, I feel. Especially when you have a hero like Uther in play where you can just drop some big heals and whatnot. But I have to say, Na'Vi most likely gonna go for the ETC here.
Yep. It really looks like it. The ETC is a very solid core. Also one of those tanks who do quite decent damage, especially, I mean, they can also boost it a tiny bit with talents, obviously, But that's the question, which road they go. The Tassadar, we mentioned it already, like the Illidan on steroids metaphor, he was part of it. So now we not just have the Uther boosting that Illidan, we have also the shields by the Tassadar. And Tassadar as such, staying in the lane, doing some damage as well, may it be siege clearing. And also, if the placement is nice, of course, you can also do decent-ish hero damage. Of course, then when Archon comes out, then this increases. Like, it's like a, I wouldn't say exponential growth, but it's getting a lot better than from level 10 on. So let's see.
I'm a little bit confused here. They picked Zeratul.
Oh, don't tell me this is a bug.
I don't think it is, because I don't... Did they actually run out of time? They have time pool available. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but it's possible it could be. I'm kind of scratching my head on this one.
If it's not a bug, then it's a very interesting pick, because that would say it would be like a tankless lineup. So that's why I doubt it. Then again,
yeah,
you never know.
We've definitely seen some Zeratul Illidan comps in the past, but without a warrior, that's a little bit confusing. I feel that might be an error, but I'm not completely sure. It could be a deny pick for the team of Stigma. They would have an insane wombo combo, especially with
the
that
more
Zeratul
plus
addition.
a person and then Illidan on top, Illidan I say, Diablo on top. That might have been a too crazy combo, so prevent that by picking it. Might be interesting, but we're gonna be in the lobby pretty much soon, I hope. Yes, we are in the lobby, which means now we can actually confirm if that's the case or not. You already asked. Perfect. Nick, you're the best co-caster on the planet.
I don't know about that, but I'm not even sure that's which team I'm asking right now, because there isn't many people in this lobby yet. I'm not familiar with all the players yet on both teams, but yeah, we'll get that confirmation in a second here. It's kind of weird, the Zeratul with tankless pick, but I definitely have played around with Zeratul Illidan on Cursed Hollow before, and just not without a warrior, so it's kind of confusing, but like we talked about, it could be that denial pick, and they kind of just feel comfortable without a warrior, but I have to feel that this is maybe some kind of bug. Okay, no, we do have confirmation. It is a Zeratul pick, so really interesting. I am really excited to see how they play out this game. I mean, if they use the Void Prison correctly, I feel that not having a warrior really might not matter that much. And Illidan, obviously, being such an immortal hero with that Uther, with that Tassadar, so I really am liking this. Like, I'm confused, but I like it at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
But let's look back into the draft. I mean, I didn't have it on screen. I showed our pretty faces here. So if that's actually correct, then we have a tank on one side and no tank on the other side. Like, I'm not quite sure. Like, what function does the Zeratul have in this draft? Like, get the Malfurion and possibly someone else out of the equation with a Void Prison, and then Vara burst. Maybe the Uther plus the Illidan in combination, doing some burst on any target like the Tychus, like Sagara, or even Sylvanas, and then that way just starting the fight with a 5-on-4 standoff pretty much? Is that the goal of this?
I feel like they're just trying to get any kind of good zoning Void Prison and pick anyone off. I almost feel that, depending on how a fight goes, like, they could even potentially pick off Diablo. Like, it really depends on the positioning of all the heroes and whatnot. I don't think Na'Vi wants to respond with their own wombo. They do have a little bit of follow-up AoE possibilities, you know, if they go for the Divine Storm, but I feel they're probably going to go for Divine Shield, or if they go for Rain, but I don't know what their goal is here. I'm really interested to see what they do with that Void Prison. I think that Void Prison is going to make a huge difference in this game, whether Na'Vi wins or loses.
I think it really comes down to what the Zeratul brings, because let's just say the Void Prison fails, or like gets just one target, or gets the Malfurion and they're not able to burst something down because Diablo prevents it, pushing you back, Apocalypse, something like that, then I think the entire purpose of this draft sort of failed. And then you risk that they just slip back with the more combination, for example, into Apocalypse or anything like that. That's, I think, the risk that comes with this draft.
you never want to pick Zeratul lightly. You always want to have a plan for him. You
Yep.
don't just pick Zeratul to pick Zeratul. He is a very pivotal hero. If he lands his Void Prism correctly, he can be the most impactful hero in the game, but if he doesn't, then he can be almost useless. So Zeratul is it's going to be really important for him to just perform well in this game for Navi.
Yep. And at the moment, Stigma is actually missing from the lobby. Jesus.
Yeah, we're going to have to fill in a little bit of time. I guess we can blame Couchor on this. I personally blame Couchor for any delays or anything.
Yeah, yeah. As I
But
said, Coucher, he's used to that. He's working with me for 1.5 years, taking the blame for everything. It's his standard job.
yeah, but no, Couchor, he's been really, really helpful behind the scenes guy. I was having a sound issue earlier today, and he helped me fix it. So props to Couchor. You know, we give him hate, but he's really doing a great job for this event.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. So shout out to pretty much everybody who is involved. But oh, by the way, haha! Like there's just something I wanted to show. I think I prepared that. No, that was the wrong scene. That is the right scene. I wanted to show some people what it's actually about, because some people asked like, oh, how much is the prize pool, and what do they get, the teams and everything. Some people are just too lazy to visit the white label or Gosugamers. It doesn't really matter, but because I show it right now on stream. So there are 3 cups, and summary there will be $18,000 going to the best of, yeah, we find out who that is. And Cup 1 right now is the first cup, $3,000 split in 2,750, 250, and on top of that, which is obviously also, if you translate it into money, a lot, will be a lot of hardware which I display right now. And then thanks to our sponsors, obviously, Alienware and Rocket, and of course also thanks to the guys from Gosugamers. Like, so far, it has been a blast, to be honest. Like, me organizing a lot of the qualifier stuff, that has been very interesting. And of course now the main event, where I even end up casting myself. So far I have tons of fun. I really enjoy this game. I like casting with you.
Yeah,
And
enjoying
well,
casting with you too, bud. It's been really fun, man. And yeah, this game, Heroes of the Storm. It's such a young esport, but it's so fun to play. It's so much more fun to watch, I feel, than the other action RTS games out there. It's just, if you're not playing this game yet, try to get a beta key, get into this game, start playing it, grab your friends. It's a real blast, and
Yep.
you get to play with these classic Blizzard heroes that we've been playing with for what, 20 years now, or over 20 years for like Lost Vikings even. So really, really cool stuff coming out from Blizzard. I'm really glad
Definitely.
they put a lot of resources
And
into
the cool
this
thing
game.
is also the transition is relatively easy. I mean, I know a lot of people who, like, as a hobby sort of thing, play Heroes of the Storm from the Dota scene. I know teams that actually play Dota 2 tournaments also play here. Like the Russian team, Arthur's Stroid Ham, for example, they play here as well. Unfortunately, they didn't qualify, but they were close. I think they reached the semis or quarters or something like that in the qualifiers. So there is some nice transition, and if you consider that everything is still in the beta and there's a lot more to come, I'm fairly positive. I mean, I enjoy it, especially the games are so much shorter. Like Dota, for example, it can be draining. 20 minutes Heroes of the Storm game, it's just half my
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. If you're in a losing game, you don't have to be in it so long. There's sometimes in those other MOBA games where you know you're going to lose within like the first 10 minutes, and you're like, all right, surrender at 20, surrender at 20, and you can never get it to happen, and you're like, well, 50 minutes in, I finally lost. And it was a pretty bad experience, but Heroes of the Storm, the games are a lot quicker and a lot more action-packed, in my opinion.
Yep. And for those people who are asking, like, when are we starting? We are starting when the players are ready, but apparently that's the hardest part. Like, getting them to be ready. We have a lobby. Stigma found the lobby, but we have still 7 of 10 players ready. You know what I like about, for those people who know me from Dota 2, I always have a lobby view, so people stop blaming the casters for being late. Like, oh, fucking stupid caster, why you so late? No, it's like the players not showing up in the lobby. I have to get something similar, like for Heroes of the Storm, so everybody sees like, ah, okay. X-player just didn't confirm, so we drain all the hate towards the responsible people. But I think now we got it almost.
Yeah, Team Stigma taking a little bit to get into the lobby. I feel that they just didn't have the proper contact information or something. But finally now in the lobby here, so we could get the game underway pretty shortly here for you. But I hope you guys are enjoying the cast. I've been having a ton of fun over here in the Europe scene. Starting to learn a little bit more about these teams and the players and whatnot. I've been interacting with some of the members of Na'Vi and the other teams, and they're real open and nice, kind people to talk to for the most part. So, yeah, man, I'm having a great time, and it looks like the game is about to start here.
It looks like it. It looked like it for a second when we had 10 out of 10, but then somehow people said no. Swimpy toilet. Okay. I guess there's nothing you can do against the urge of nature.
Yeah, sometimes you just when you have to go, you have to go, so...
Right.
Just waiting a couple seconds here for Schwimpy, but... Yeah, man, I'm really excited to see the Zeratul Illidan No Warrior comp. Like, what are we gonna see here? Like, I'm so excited for this game. We're seeing a lot of things I typically don't see in NA. Like, we don't have too many like crazy wombo combo things going on in NA. We do have some, but not as crazy as we've seen here, and well executed as well. So Diablo, man, really, really popular over here, and Zeratul.
Yeah.
Diablo,
yeah, especially because I didn't give Na'Vi pretty much justice there, because I was like, okay, they draft very conservatively and everything, but as I said that, pretty much at the end of the draft, I regretted it that I ever said that, because then the Zeratul came. Then we still had our like little fear seconds of that might be a bug or something, but it was all true. 10 of 10 already. Now we just need the game to actually react to that.
Yep, and game's looking like they're about to start here, just doing the final OK readies, and hopefully I'll be jumping into this game here shortly.
Well, they all ask, okay, 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 a lot of question marks. But is that really the game, or is that just the nobody pressing the start button? Oh, never mind that.
There it is. We have the game finally starting here. Na'Vi versus Team Stigma, and really looking forward to this game. Really cool possibilities, really cool team comps in this game. The Zeratul and the Illidan, the double melee assassin comp with no warrior to boot. Really awesome. I have to keep harping on it, man. It's just such an interesting composition.
I see. I mean, I already noticed you're really excited about this. Me too, sort of, but I'm not sure what I have to think about it. Either way, help me with the overlays. We have Na'Vi. I forgot to check on which side.
Na'Vi was on top because Team Stigma entered the lobby second. So Stigma will be on the right side as the red team, and Na'Vi will be on the left as the blue team.
Okay, but that means I have to actually change the overlays really fast. So let me do that quickly. If I'm not too stupid to actually copy pasta today, but it seems like I am.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
You can do it, I believe, Hefla.
You think so?
I know so, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, I think now I might have done it properly. But then again, I didn't have the score set up, which I also have to change. Un momento. But we're still right in time. Creeps are just spawning. And that's it. So Na'Vi on the left, Stigma on the right, 0-0 score, everything is fine. So fast introduction, we have Cilium, Splendor, Ethereal here in that Tassada, Uther and Vala combination. Bottom on the other side there is Thunder and Radix, the Malf and Sagara. Illidan I say. Diablo is sort of not really sure where he wants to go right now. At the moment he's just looking for some non-existing heroes, it seems like.
Yeah, just roaming around a little bit, just peeking on what's going on, but we do have that tri-lane in bottom here with the Tastar, with the Vala, with the Uther, so quite a nice tri-lane there from Na'Vi, and Diablo kind of camping the brush here, looking for any opportunities, but the tri-lane here of Na'Vi is just very, very strong. It'll be hard to pick any of them off the Tastar Uther combination.
Yep, and the 4 players we haven't introduced yet are players that are just sitting next to each other pretty much on those lane. Breeze here on Illidan, Kren on that Sylvanas, and top we have that Schwimpy playing the Zeratul, and I am Morden on the Tychus, and it's pretty much a little forth and back, just waiting, asking for patience. Illidan actually now making a little jump on that Sylvanas, but, well, of course not successful. He actually used his Well already, I think, I'm not sure. Never mind, now he's actually using it, so he should be fine with HP.
Schwimpy with a little bit of an execution error here with his Singularity Spike on Tychus. It might have resulted in a kill. He was pretty all in, but he did have that blink available. Illidan getting a little bit caught out here, but he's going to be okay as well. At the tri-lane, Zagara and Malfurion kind of just warding off as best as they can. Diablo, again, roaming here onto the Illidan, though. Will be a kill this time.
I'm not so sure. He had evasion, but now the damage is coming in. Yes, of course. Then the burst by Sylvanas that made it happen. So far, everything has been pretty equal, but of course, this kill gives them at least a tiny advantage. They're the first to ding 4. Not that it's like game-changing, but it's a start.
Yeah, and Zeratul still poking at this Tychus, doing quite a bit of damage to him. And Diablo actually camping up here in top, maybe trying to get a pick on the Zeratul here when Zeratul tries to go all in, but will Tychus get picked off here? Oh my god, so close.
That was so
very close. Less than 60 hit points even, from what I could tell on that Tychus. So really, really nice play by the Diablo there to save Tychus.
Yep, that was just one hit or singularity with better mood. Either way, it was damn close. That would have, of course, given him like a nice little lane advantage. Like as a Zeratul solo, you managed to get a kill versus 2. That would have been pretty nice. However, like top, we can forget about top. I mean, Diablo is still camping there, but Zeratul, well, he still has a lot of time on that well, like 10 seconds, and the tribute is bottom. I think he's gonna stay top there, and they're just gonna go for the old school, let's stall some time, and that's it.
Yeah, Sylvanas now coming down here, trying to help with the tribute fight, as we do have Tychus still in top for Stigma against the Zeratul of Na'Vi. But Illidan is coming here down to join the fight now. It looks like it's going to be a 4v4.
Oh, and I think they get a channel through. No, Illidan actually interrupting it, but now he's, of course, a tiny bit in trouble. Then again, he got fully healed up, gets a lot of shielding, and now, well, he needs to live, but a new shield by Tasada bringing him on decentish HP, at least enough to survive. Diablo, however, he's just as low as the Illidan. That means he has to go back, but Zagara, the one with decent HP now, trying to channel through, but Cilium saying hello. Of course, he has enough mana, enough HP to just interrupt. The Diablo is giving the next try. Everybody had a sip of the well, and it looks like we don't really get the winner at the moment. But oh, Diablo being stunned here. Now he's nicely blocked by the Illidan. That should be a kill, and that's pretty much it. I mean, they could still interrupt with the Zagara, but at the moment, Malfurion is going back, and I think this is just the end of this tribute fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit over an extension there from Stigma's Diablo. Sylvanas went back to mid to get experience, so they were kind of outnumbered a bit there. And I feel that Diablo soaking mid might have been even a better choice for them, because they would have had that extra ranged interrupt ability. But yeah, Na'Vi picking up the first tribute of the game.
Nice solo kill there, top. I had it on camera. That was just a typical. A lot of harass damage before. He was already low, and the grenade over the wall, over the gate, just finished the entire thing off.
Yeah, nice little duel in top lane, and another duel in top lane here. Is Illidan going to get revenge for the Zeratul? Looking very close, but again, Tychus escapes with his life.
Yep. It's too early for Illidan to actually jump over that gate and, I don't know, engage even further. Like, another 5 minutes into the game, we might have seen him pursuing this, but this way Tychus gets out, fast TP home, and then he's back into his lane. However, if you look at the experience, still a tiny advantage here at the moment for Stigma, but, well, the tribute spawns actually in a very convenient spot for them. 2 conversion early from top, like Sylvanas can hold Illidan off. Actually, no, doesn't even get him off the mount, but I think they just settled for a 1-1. Illidan, why am I always saying Illidan for Diablo? Jesus Christ, Hefla, stop it. Anyway, Diablo gets that tribute.
Yeah, and we do have Na'Vi trying to take their bruisers here. Illidan going for the solo, but we do have Diablo from Team Stigma aggressing here. scouting it out and kind of preventing Illidan from doing much here, but he is going to go back onto it. But Diablo returning as well, not wanting Illidan to get that, and Malfurion also collapsing, and Zagara as well. Could we have some kind of fight here?
Yeah, it's risky what he's doing because he brought them really low. If he would have killed 1 or 2, then they can just come in and steal it. But, well, they end up stealing it anyway. But, of course, in the meantime, we just missed the Zeratul kill, which was, yeah, top. Like, again, the Tychus just getting that solo kill. But this time, Illidan, again for the revenge. We had that already one time, and this time he's gonna be successful. No need to jump or dive anywhere. But look what's going on in the meantime. Sure, a 1-1 trade, a rotating Illidan, but this gives exactly the space they need at the moment. Stigma is getting that boss. There's no one in range who can actually challenge it. Or is there? Well, Tazadar coming in, but the boss is really low. Now look at the Vala. Vala doing this nice peripheral damage, but yes, they get the boss. The question is now, do they survive this fight at the moment? It doesn't really look like it. Oh, the Maw coming out at the same time as the Apocalypse, and oh my god, boxed in. Tazadar, nowhere to go, just one lift away from death, but Zagara's the first one to fall. Sylvanas right to follow, and somehow Na'Vi is still alive, claiming now all those kills, and yeah, Illidan is gonna finish that. Low HP, it doesn't matter, they're still alive to just, yeah, defend against this boss.
Yeah, really, really interesting there. They did get the grave.
Yeah. There the Tychus. He still claims that tribute.
Yeah, nice little pickup there. They did get the boss out, but they gave up several kills there, and the golem gets cleaned up with pretty much relative ease here. We do have Na'Vi in the experience lead now. Not by a whole lot, but definitely kind of a significant amount.
That's
so.
In this case, it's always like you never know if it's really worth it. I mean, that boss, that golem, he just got 1 tower, so sure, that's some XP, but of course you had to somehow get rid of that XP you gave to Na'Vi right there with 4 deaths. Sure, there's 1 tribute gained as well, but I'm not really sure if that's worth the experience trade. We have to see how it pans out. At the moment it gives them like a tribute lead. This tribute right now spawning could be a 3-0 the curse, and the curse would then most likely end up in, again, an experience advantage on Stigma's side. As well, of course, now the Bruisers pushing at the same time as the tribute spawn, which is a good timing.
Yeah, very nice timing to take those bruisers, but we also have the Siege Giants getting into the top lane as well for Na'Vi. And Na'Vi almost level 13, they really want level 13, but it looks like the fight's going to happen before then.
Oh, but look at this. Oh, the Maw actually takes 2 here, and the first one is to fall. Zagara again. Sylvanas just like mirror fight around the golem. Both of them going down. This time they trade better, however. 2 of the other side also fall, but the Uther's still alive, being followed, being slowed, and now he's going down. It's a 3-for-2 trade so far. Diablo is still on decent HP. He should make it. He should make it to the wall, but oh my god, he's so slowed and blocked and everything. No, he's going down. So this is a 3-on-3 trade, but they get the curse, and I think that's a good thing.
You know, Hefla, I was really confused at that golem fight. I was like, where did the Void Prison go? But do have that auto attack Zeratul coming out from Na'Vi. It makes me so happy on the inside. I can't even tell you. But yeah, Vala getting picked off there.
Yep.
But
easy going. I mean, now it actually makes, I don't know, makes it even worse. With lead rain, you're slowed. Like, if you don't have anything to just leap away, you will get slowed and you will eventually die if you're already on low HP. So Tychus, but then again Tychus, and we talked about Zeratul. Zeratul is gonna finish this one. Yes, Tychus again revenged. It's kinda the credo of this entire game. Tychus gets 1 kill and will die from someone else just taking revenge right now. It's the 3rd time we see the same pattern. However, the curse is about to end. Actually, it didn't do too much damage, and if you look at the experience, what I actually expected, them taking over the experience lead or at least equalize, it just didn't happen, and now, well, they get another boss at least.
Yeah, not too much damage from that curse. They are down a couple forts, but Team Stigma is able to pick up that Grave Golem on the back of the curse, and Na'Vi is going to have to defend that. And we have a Wailing Arrow onto Vala here. Could Vala get picked off? No, it looks like she might be safe here, especially with those frost shots.
Oh, Diablo? No, he's not gonna make it. If he could have charged her again, that would have been it. But at the moment, they're all just converging on top. They have to defend the boss, or he does just too much damage. But of course, Stigma knows that, and that's pretty much a keep. granted. So sure, the boss doesn't take the keep, but Stigma does it just manually, just right-clicking everything. And of course they have a Sylvanas, so they don't even get enough damage while doing this. So boss is down, keep is lost, but the question is now, oh, Diablo, maybe a bit too far out. Well, he's charging forward, using the neutrals. A nice move there, but I guess they're just gonna disengage here and leave those bruises to Navi.
Yeah, they were really afraid Navi just hit level 16, so Navi could have picked a fight with them, and if they got caught out in a level 16 talent tier team fight with their level 15, they could have been in considerable trouble there. But we do have Navi aggressing. They know they have that advantage, and they're looking to pick a fight here, and Illidan gonna open up on the Diablo.
Oh, that's actually an awkward position here. I don't know if he really gets out of there. He's really, really low at the moment, but look at this. Tychus dying right under his own home there, and Diablo's falling as well, but he will respawn in pretty much no time. So it's a 1-1 trade if you really want to see it like this, but the second one is going down. There is the Sylvanas, and that Kraken laser. The position is not even that bad, but it's just not enough damage. There's too much healing and shielding going on the other side, so it's pretty much a 1-for-3 trade, and only the Diablo, of course, comes back due to his, well, hero ability, but that's pretty much it. A bad trade for Stigma.
Yeah, and Zeratul, we kind of missed it a little bit, but I was looking at, he just went straight on that Tychus. When you play auto attack Zeratul, you kind of want to flank and get in on those squishies in the back. And before he was picked off, he was able to get that Tychus trade. So very, very nice team fight from Navi there, and this is going to be a Grave Golem for them.
Yep, but, well, we have the new tributes spawning from now on, and well, they are one level behind now. Both have the level 16 talent, so it's relatively equalized. But Navi, they want to know it. They go here in siege damage or a fight. That's the question now. Of course, there is a bit backup now with bruises. Diablo coming in, well, lifting the Illidan over, but he's just sliding out really, really fast. And now there comes the turnaround. Diablo, I'm not even sure if he has enough souls. There is, well, did there tomorrow come? No, Diablo just dies, and he's actually gone for good. 40 seconds out, and even through the walls, through everything, even through the keep, they're just going for it. Illidan in Metamorphosis, and the blocks are really nice. Illidan might get one more. Yes, that's 3 down, and that is pretty much screw the tribute. We go for the keep directly. Navi has no reason to lose any time anywhere else. That's really nice. However, the Uther, low SP as he is, he's still going for that tribute. But another fight for Navi. Stigma, they're just not finding their way at the moment.
Yeah, this team composition from Navi is just so cool. They have Illidan and Zeratul to just dive the squishy heroes of Team Stigma. So very, very cool. And with that Divine Shield and Cleanse, they can really be unhindered, especially with Benediction for the big double Holy Light possibilities, keeping those divers alive for Team Navi.
Yep. And we have both bosses. One is on 115, the other one is still long time because it just recently got spawned there. So bosses are another option right now. Stigma needs a good fight. They're 2 levels behind. I don't know what's the better choice. Go now for a fight, okay, 2 levels behind, but not against level 20, or wait, but then take the disadvantage of level 20 talents against you. To be honest, I have no idea what is now going on in the team captain's mind of Stigma.
It has to be a fight before level 20, I feel, yep. And they know it. They're aggressing quite a bit on Navi, opening up onto Illidan here, but he's going to get cleansed by Uther. So really, really nice from Navi. They don't want to fight before level 20, yep. But they might have to with this tribute spawning here. But then again, they could potentially sacrifice it, but it looks like they're positioning themselves to fight.
Oh, there's the typical comeback. We saw it already twice happening to Stigma. The question is now, is it repeating itself right now here? Diablo more on the way back, but this time we have a nice maul here on 3 people. One is getting soloed out, it's Zeratul again. Sure, Diablo is slow, but maybe there's a turnaround laser doing tons of damage, but it is a 1-for-2 trade, and Diablo not having enough souls. He's not coming back, which means they are done here. That tribute will probably go to Navi's side. Sure, they got some catching up with experience, but no, not really. Level 20 is done. It's against the level 18 Stigma, losing the keep on top, making it even worse. And, well, it's not the end of the day. If it's really a bad day, then a curse comes as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Navi potentially positioning to go for the boss, but no, actually going for the front middle door, and Malfurion getting caught out here under
that burst. Jesus, they just exploded him.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little about the team fight that just happened in top. Zeratul once again trading his life for that Tychus, doing his job. His job is pretty much to just all in one of the squishies of Team Stigma, but hold that thought, we do have Diablo kind of...
Yeah, he's coming in, but the problem is, yeah, all he does is one charge, one lift, and then he's just dying. This time, again, boxed in, he couldn't move anywhere. Metamorphosis is now popped, and that's the second kill. Oh my god, I think we are looking directly at a core right now. Almost full HP on all the heroes, and yes, there it is. GG well played, called by Stigma. Manhandled by Na'Vi, I have to say. The draft, it just didn't work out, and the Zeratul, something you were curious about, it worked out.
I cannot tell you how overjoyed I am to see Melee Zeratul finally coming back into play. He was the choice in the very, very early stages of the alpha, but now Zeratul, once again, the Melee version coming back in such an interesting team composition. No warrior, double Melee assassin, Zeratul Illidan dive? Like, what? That's awesome. Like, I'm so happy to see this. Just such an interesting team composition. Very unorthodox compared to other teams. So I really, really like that comp, and they executed it quite well.
You know what's the funny part, to be honest? Like, that Zeratul, if I look now at his stats and if I, like, remember what did he actually do in the team fights, it was just like some angry kitten you threw at Tychus and say, like, deal with him, you know, deal with him, push him back, make him not just blast his minigun, his ray gun into the entire team of us. I think that was, like, his objective, and it somehow worked out. Zeratul died very often, fast in the fights, but till then he did quite decent damage, and then Na'Vi always had like either this turnaround or like won the fight just straight off the bat.
Yeah, Zeratul would make it a 4 versus 4. They would eliminate that Tychus, which is the major damage threat of Team Stigma there, and then it would be a 4 versus 4 with Illidan, Tassadar, Uther, and Vala, which are just such a strong 4-man composition, and Illidan dominating in those kind of smaller team fights because there's just not enough pressure to go on him, and he just kind of has free reign, especially with that Divine Shield, which Splendor of Team Na'Vi was really, really good at executing.
Yep, absolutely. Anyway, Na'Vi, I mean, they went in as a favorite simply because they are an established team. We know them before the Na'Vi name as TDB, Team Tomorrow Big, and they are indeed Tomorrow Big. I guess tomorrow is today now, obviously, but now under Na'Vi they're not playing anything less impressively, and well, Stigma, they had a lot of, I don't know, big shoes to fill with that little explosion they came into this tournament. But let's see, I mean, there's still a game number 2 that will come in about 3 or 4 minutes, so stick with us, guys. Just stay tuned. We will be back in, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Depends a bit on the players. Most of them are smokers, and that's why we always have those little breaks. Anyway, guys, be right back.
Stay tuned, guys.